Bitcoin hoodie guy coming back with another Kaspa video. The big news is Karlsen Hardfork. I know that like Son of a Tech and some other people that are into crypto mining have been making videos that have pretty big followings. We're going to talk about that today. First, let's just take a look at the hash rate is like 80 petahashes. Let's just check out two miners right here. Check out two miners. Yeah, they got it at 81 petahashes. And so that's a little bit part of what I'll be talking about today. So right now, let's just take a look at the price. You got almost 13 cents. It's basically chopped sideways. We can take a look at the top addresses real quick. See if there's been much change there. One less shark in the last hour. Last day, basically, outside of whales, sharks and below is net gain to over 267,000 addresses. Right here, you can see on the proof of work, according to F2 Pool, the earnings. So right here, you can see that it's got Kaspa at 1.7 million proof of work produced. Bitcoin's 33 million. Doge is 1.1 million. And so it shows the hash rate. So Kaspa is more profitable in terms, it's the second most profitable proof of work mining chain with a lot less hash rate than Dogecoin. Obviously, two completely different. It's using the K heavy hash. You got the, obviously Bitcoin's using the SHA 256, but that ties a little bit back into the hard fork. So someone asked in the comments, and I saw some people, another chance at early Kaspa. I don't see anyone. This is on Ether mining, Rabid mining. I haven't really looked into it. I'm not a miner, not really looking to getting into mining. So that just made me think about something else that was big was right here. Jack Dorsey aims to create anti-censorship Bitcoin mining pool with new startup. So Ocean, the company said it has created only non-custodial mining pool where miners get the new block reward directly from the network. So it's non-custodial, which makes it easier for regulations. You can go to their website is ocean.xyz. You can see what their hash rate is. Apparently their hash rate is up to 300 petahashes of Bitcoin of 293 participants. But right here, Leonidas, who's big into the Bitcoin ordinals, says breaking the new Bitcoin mining startup Ocean Mining, which is backed by Jack, is suspected of censoring ordinal transactions. The irony is that founder Luke Dash Jr. claims the company's mission is to make Bitcoin censorship resistant. Then Udi says, what evidence of them censoring inscriptions? Haven't seen any. Strongly doubt that is true. If it is, they'll go bankrupt quickly. We won't know anything for sure until they actually mine a block. People suspect this because it's using Luke's Knots software. Also, Luke liked both of these tweets. P.S. If you have a hash rate and believe that inscriptions don't belong in the blockchain, you can now point it to Ocean Mining. And apparently that guy liked them. And then this person said, honest miners don't mine inscriptions. So apparently the founder did that. Why say no to more fees? In fact, I support this despite being pro-ordinals. Miners and nodes exercising more power is good for Bitcoin. If they censor ordinals, no problem. They're still setting a positive example with their transparency. Perhaps a similar system can be built to support ordinals. So kind of tying it back in, some people are considered, okay, should I invest in Karlsen? I mean, some people are mining. It's supposed to be ASIC resistant. And so that GPUs, so a lot of the people that got pushed out of Kaspa once ASICs and the more sophisticated, more powerful miners came on, could be migrating over. And when you look, there's a lot of proof of work miners. Look at all these different projects here. You can see some, right, $16,000. There's so the people there, the miners are out there looking for stuff. And there's a time back here the Kaspa wasn't as profitable. So I don't know the future. It's ASIC resistant. So I guess, can you get enough GPUs to get the hash rate up? In the end, it seems like the hash rate is what gives Bitcoin strength. And so I'm not sure about it. I'm not going to be doing anything with it right now. Obviously, I'm not a miner. I don't even know if you can buy it right now. But you can see that, I don't know, the mining and decentralization, anti-censorship is a tricky world, but the power of proof of work seems like it comes from a higher hash rate. And so you can see Dogecoin's got a pretty high hash rate. Bitcoin has got a huge hash rate, and Kaspa's hash rate keeps growing to all-time highs. Right here, you can see that it's kind of over 80, kind of consistently. You can see what it's done with its hash rate. So yeah, a lot of GPU, sorry about that. A lot of GPUs were mining back here, and they're starting to get pushed out for more advanced miners, ASICs. And so I think that's part of the game. I don't know. Hi, friend. I'm Latino and I'm interested in his content. You should activate subtitles to help understand you live. Okay, thanks, Xavier. I'll look at that. I'll look at trying to add subtitles in the future here. Probably not going to be able to happen this time, but in the future I will. So I appreciate you tuning in. And gracias. And I'll try to work on the subtitles. So you got a new fork of Kaspa, and is it another chance at Kaspa? Some people are going to think it is. For me, sometimes it's hard to capture magic, in the bottle. And who knows? With, some people have hopes of Kaspa overtaking Bitcoin. That's a tall order. You just never know what's going to happen in the future. But Bitcoin is the most powerful computer network in the world, and there's these other ones vying to try to knock it down. And so now someone is trying to knock Kaspa down. And there's Ethereum Classic. You have that 273,000 produced the last 24 hours. A lot of these forks tend to, in my opinion, the forks don't seem to really work. I guess Monero's only produced $73,000 proof of work. If this is accurate, that's not a whole lot of money. So what would it take? I mean, Kaspa still has a pretty low hash rate in terms of if a Bitcoin miner wanted to switch their ASICs and take over 51% of the network, it could, but it's starting to get more difficult. And it seems like part of the allure of proof of work is having the super powerful computer network that gets so difficult that no one can really take it over. And I know that there's a couple big mining pools in Bitcoin mining pool chart. And so some people don't like that there's basically the ant pool in China and then the foundry pool in the United States that are like 50%. So you got foundry and ant pool, F2 pool, and then via BTC. But from what I understand, you can switch so you got ant pool 30%, 20%. And there's people in the United States that are pointing to ant pool, which is in China. And you got people in China or wherever, you can point to wherever you want, Binance pool. And so some people think that makes Bitcoin less decentralized, even though there's a lot of different computers, ASICs pointing to each one of these. That's where some people think if Ocean, now I don't know if they really did censor the transaction with ordinals, but with Ocean Protocol, if it is more decentralized, it'll be interesting to see if they take market share here. If the miners are making more money. And I know that there's one pool, I'm not sure which pool it was, if it was F2 pool or something, that was apparently holding some transactions out. At the end of the day, though, if there's enough different people mining Bitcoin around the world that if someone wants to get a transaction in there and they pay a high enough fee, someone's going to put it on the blockchain. And I'm not 100% familiar exactly the differences between the way the Bitcoin blocks are formed versus Kaspa. Kaspa is still in the infancy, so it's pumping out a lot of blocks right now. So Bitcoin can do 7 transactions per second. So there's not as much demand right now currently for the block space. So it's 1 block per second. So instead of 1 block every 10 minutes, roughly, if you go to the mem pool, you can see the last block was 6 minutes ago. Sometimes you'll see this, for Bitcoin, 6 minutes, 7 minutes ago, 7 minutes ago. So sometimes you'll see kind of a rapid succession of 3, and then there might be 20 minutes for the next one, and then there's difficulty adjustment. But the price of getting a Bitcoin block is I guess right here, this one was 179 sats. So you can see that there was $76,000 in fees paid. And eventually for Kaspa to succeed long term, they'll have to have the amount of fees go up, because eventually in 2057, if you go to the emission schedule, there won't be any new Kaspa created. So in some way, what's going on with Bitcoin mining, if Kaspa keeps growing, similar stuff will happen. I do think a strong hash rate is better. So I don't know if you can get up to a strong enough hash rate with GPUs. Maybe you can. There's people that are a lot smarter than me with mining and the information there. I just know that the more power it takes, to take it over. The less power there is, the easier it is for someone to take over. And right here with this block, obviously you had the 6.25 Bitcoin plus the 2.039 Bitcoin. So overall, this person got 8 Bitcoin. And, eventually Kaspa was going to run out. And even before then, when someone's only getting a reward of that many zeros in a Kaspa, it's basically pretty darn low. So it's going to be interesting. I'm bullish on Kaspa the next couple of years. Long term, the Karlsen, it's tough to really see how it's going to play out. And you're going to see people that are just miners that are looking for different things to mine. So they have GPUs, and maybe they have some other mining rigs that they're looking to point somewhere to make money, and they're looking for something new. And whether this is going to be able to take over Kaspa, I don't see that happening, but that's just my opinion. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comments if you think that Karlsen is going to make a run at Kaspa. I think that the ASICs coming online is a net positive for Kaspa. It's more expensive, but it gets the hash rate going up, and I think that will be overall positive for the network. So that's what I got for today. It's kind of another sideways day. The Karlsen news is big, and then on Bitcoin, you got the ocean, and it's interesting to see how that plays with decentralization and see how Karlsen does. And if people get into it, I hope they make money. And right now, I'm just going to stay in my lane with Kaspa. So thanks for watching, and have a good day.